Well. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning. It depends on where you are, I guess. Hey, everybody. Welcome. You know, there comes a time in every young man's life when you got to make a decision. Look at this. Look at this. Just got this a few minutes ago. Oh, boy. Decision time. Decision time. I didn't expect this. And Rongamer didn't do me any favors either. He already said he didn't. It's all me just getting lucky. Um, I don't know. I guess it's time I'm gonna have to evaluate what I'm gonna do. So should be fun. We'll see what happens. I have to. I'm gonna go back over the showroom tomorrow and take another look. Take my dad since he got back from Norway, and we're gonna take a look at it and see what we think. Might have to take the boss with me too. See if what she thinks. So this ought to be fun. Ought to be fun. So yeah, what to do exactly, Nikki? Had Jake Rongamer already voted to buy it. I should buy it. He wants to work on one. So here we go. We'll see. I already logged in and looked at the options. Looks like I can take almost immediate delivery on an all-wheel drive model, or I can wait just a few months and get the Cyber Beast, which kind of thinking Cyber Beast. Really am. Yeah, Rungover took me for a ride in a Model X Plaid, and I have to say, ridiculous. And we did a couple launches, and it's kind of got me hooked. I've been looking at a Plaid, a Model S Plaid, Model X Plaid. He told me not to buy an X for reasons we won't discuss, but I'm thinking I might go for the Beast. I have to wait a couple extra months, but hey, after 6 years, what's a couple extra months, right? What's a couple extra months? And seems like it might be fun, right? Anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna have to decide. Yeah, they're not gonna. The Cyber Beasts are being produced through the end of the year. In my login, it says they're not producing any other models through the end of the year, so they're only going to produce the all-wheel drive models up until through the summer of this year, and then they're going to produce the Beasts through the end of the year. And so, if you're not getting a Foundation Series, probably not getting one this year. Anyway, welcome to the party. Welcome. All right, everybody. This is 30 Minutes of Awesome. We have Nvidia earnings coming up, and got a little shaky today. So the all-wheel drive version is a two motor version, and the Cyber Beast is a 3-motor version that basically has the performance of the Model S Plaid. Pretty crazy. And I was actually I have a car buyer friend that we were designed a site for, and I was kind of talking to him about he's got a Model S right now. He's talking about how it's fun, but he doesn't think it's practical. And I was like, well, what do you think about you're looking for me a Plaid model? And he's like, well, we can talk about it. So, and yeah, so it's, and if you haven't seen the Cybertruck in person yet, it kind of reminds me of like a squat Humvee. Like it's like solid like a Humvee, but it's squat it's shorter than you would imagine for a truck, but it's freaking roomy when you're inside it. Like but the doors are like that thick. Like it's a chunk. It's a chunk of stainless steel. Anyway, I'm gonna go back tomorrow, take a look at it. Probably take my dad with me, and got some thinking to do. So anyway, we got Nvidia earnings coming up tomorrow. We've got. Did we top out? I don't know. Then we got 30 minutes of your requests. So hold off on the requests until I tell you to go. And the rules. Lay down the rules. Rules in advance. 1 ticker per person, per request. Let somebody else go before you throw another ticker at me. If you make a request of more than 1 ticker, I'm going to ignore your request. And so that's the rules. We'll go over them again before it's time. I'm going to cover some stuff, just kind of a market update, and then we'll hit the requests. So, yeah, if more had already hit 150, it'd be easy. That's right, Nikki. Hey, if SMCI hits 500, it's probably an easy decision too. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It'd be a no-brainer. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. So Nvidia earnings coming up, and I threw this into Discord earlier. Let's see. Got to close a couple things. Of course, I put screenshots everywhere. And come on now. I got so excited with the Cybertruck, I didn't even load the other thing I was going to talk about. Hold on 1 second. Right there we go. Grab that, open browser, throw it over, and here we go. So, Nvidia coming up after the close tomorrow. Today, we got PANW, SolarEdge, TDoc, and these other ones, Caesars and, you know, Toll Brothers. Tomorrow morning, got some interesting ones. Nothing super big. Nothing, I mean, it's not like super interesting, but Wing has been kind of interesting lately, the last few months. Of course, the big dog, Nvidia, Rivian, Etsy, Synopsys, Lucid coming in too. All tomorrow after the close. MRO down there, you know, tucked in. Then tomorrow, or Thursday, not tomorrow, but Thursday before they open, Moderna, Newmont, NEM. That's that might be a good one to consider loading up. I'm actually buying 60 strike calls out to January 26th right now. I think that could be a fair play. If you wanna see the chart, request it when we get the request, but we can pull it up and talk about it. Nvidia though, let's pull that one up and talk about it. But first, before I get into charts and talking about it, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument at all, or anything else from anybody, like including me. Don't buy stuff from me if you don't trust me. All right, like seriously, 100%. Like if you don't trust me, if we're not speaking the same language, you and me, don't buy stuff from me, because you're just going to have a bad time. You're going to refund it, and it's just not. Like, just make sure that you and I speak the same language, all right? You trust me, you believe in me before you buy stuff from me. I mean, that's all I ask. And, I mean, don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy cryptos, don't buy bonds, you know, don't buy treasuries even. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. There's a significant risk of loss. I mean, there is, all right? So if you desire that personal financial advice, don't ask me, all right? It's not what I do. I'm just here sharing some trades. You need to hire and consult a financial advisor. So anyway, jumping over SMCI, that was an interesting day on that chart. That was an interesting day. Interesting. We got a big push down, pushed through 700, and then shot right back up, almost closing flat for the day. Interesting. Rejection. That was by the dip, and it would not surprise me if those people got ripped their face off on another dip. I mean, seen this play out before. Seen it before. Been there before. We'll probably be there again. I mean, let's zoom back over here. Right here. This had a split in here, so that's 4 times reduction. But look at that. That first day drop right there. We popped up, got slammed down. We're talking about going from almost 500 back down to about 3. Let's see, 4 times 6, 24. You know, from 500 back down to 250, then shooting back up to 400 something before we got, you know, ripped our face off going down. So SMCI is even crazier than these numbers. Give it a few days. We could be substantially lower. So yeah. We could see this get its face ripped off. Yeah, we're already down $20. I mean, that's right, Indy. I mean, be careful out there, all right? If you're long in this baby, you're thinking it's going to a new high, please, for the love of your money, don't. Just don't. All right? Just please don't. There's the 5-minute chart. That's a bearish. That's a bearish resistance. And watch out below. Yeah, I mean, Nvidia gave it up, right? I mean, ouch. I had an alert that said rut-row at 700. when we pushed below that, it literally said rut-row like Scooby-Doo. And I have a target right down here and it says book my puts, down 100 points off the high. Do I expect a major drop? I mean, I'm probably going to hold the puts through earnings. That's probably going to happen at this point, unless we just blast down to like 500 tomorrow on Nvidia, in which case I'll probably book my puts and grab the popcorn. So we're kind of extended if you haven't caught the. I mean, if you didn't get the memo, that's extended. That's extended. So Nvidia has gone from being a relatively regular price stock, regular valued stock, to being among the top, bigger than Tesla. All right, we're talking about $1.72 trillion in market cap here. 1.72. And there's another story. You may or may not know the story. But look at this. We are up here like 50% above the roadmap line, or we were anyway. I was expecting us to potentially come all the way back down. That'd be 500. Now, in the past, the company, the situation that reminds me, maybe you were trading back then. Maybe you weren't. We're going to have to go to a weekly chart. Dun, 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 dun. A time far, far away. Well, we could probably go to a daily chart and do this. I guess we could do it on a daily chart. A time far, far away. In a land called the .com bubble. Anybody remember this? Anybody trading back then? I know a few people were around back then. There's Wrongemer. Hey, buddy. How's Raleigh? Anybody remember when Cisco briefly became the largest company in the world? Lasted a couple weeks. Its chart was doing similarly ridiculous things. It's got some splits since then. This was crazy priced. We were sitting 50% above the roadmap line. Came right back down. And then what happened next? What happened next? Oh no. Oh my goodness. Am I saying that's going to happen to Nvidia? Not necessarily. I've seen this story before where a company went from being not in the top companies in the world to being the top #1 company in the world. Nvidia did not make the top, but it rose up into the Magnificent Seven. And it's just a cautionary tale. That's all I can say. It's a cautionary tale. We have not recovered to levels like that. And we're getting close, but we're at 48. But it's taken all these years, 20-something years later, to even get close. Wild ride. So please be careful. I've seen this story. It feels like a story I've been a part of before. The hype. They don't have a moat. They don't have technology that can't be, like, it's not like Lilly has a patent on a drug and nobody else can copy it. Speaking of Lilly, look at that. They're now bigger than Tesla on market cap. Isn't that crazy? put Lilly in the Magnificent 8 if we're going to count Tesla. So wild stuff right here. When does Walmart split? It's right on the chart. Dun, 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 dun. Click the button right there. Monday. So Walmart's going to go from 180 to 60. That we may see that drop too. Be careful out there. Maybe back down here, and maybe at 50 when it does its split. We'll see. All right. So usually we hit some highlights. That was kind of like the highlights of the day for me. I don't know about you. I am sitting pretty on some SMCI. Maybe I make good money. Maybe it just makes all right money. It was up like $6,000 and then kind of flat by the end of the day. I wasn't booking $6,000 with the potential to make like $100,000. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Chasing on down the list here. S&P 500. Be careful out there. I did book. I bought some puts on Friday and I booked them out today on that push down. I just felt like I should book it. I felt like we could get a relief rally for maybe a day before we get continuation lower. We're set up to go lower. We're set up to come down here, 4,900. But it may take a roundabout's way to get there and take the rest of the week. Maybe in the next week. I don't know. Nvidia tomorrow, probably, we'll see what happens. All right. NQ did make a lower low, though. This is interesting. That actually hit the target on the downside. That hit the target. Where do we go from here? That's a good question. I didn't actually pay attention. I didn't actually pay attention to Nvidia or NQ today. I was so busy watching SMCI and things I actually had money on. I don't actually have big money on this one. Get a little bit of relief rally, and I would venture to guess that's still going lower. Did exactly what I said this morning. Sometimes you get lucky. Right down to the 17.4 level. Sometimes. 17.385. Below that. Watch for that tomorrow. Could happen overnight even. Russell, IWM. Jumping out to the daily. This is one reason why I kind of feel like we may see the bigger move down. This one looks like we're going to need a flush. So I'm just kind of sitting pretty, sitting tight, holding, hold, as this Braveheart says. Oil still churning, didn't break out, didn't break down, just sideways, right on the roadmap line. Indecision. If we break out above the prior high from over here, probably going up to here. If we break down below this low from back in early February, just 15 days ago, probably headed down here. If not, on further down to a lower low. I slightly would bias this long just based on the narrative that's been going on, like the worldwide crap, if you will. Slightly bias that long, but that kind of looks like it's stacking up to be a leading diagonal. This could correct deeply, hold a low down in here. And so what we really need is a push higher, then it drops. You know, leading diagonals typically will retrace quite a bit, and that's the wrong tool. What's quite a bit? JT. About to show you what I think might happen. So here's what we got to watch. If we come up to the top of this channel, right up around here, maybe 81, don't hit the upside target, and then we drop, we may do 786 right down to that target that I have drawn already. We may drop back to 70, before we start the next move. It's just something to keep in mind. This could be, it could be a 1-2, 1-2. It's not the best looking 1-2, 1-2. Could be nested and we're getting ready to blast off, but that's not the best looking setup for that at the moment. So that's kind of a lower probability setup right now for me. Nothing's clear. Sideways is what I would expect. So, and let's go back to what I had before I drew all the extra stuff. Basically right there. Break down below here, probably coming down here. Break above here, probably coming up here. Then the range is a little tighter than I was, not this low. It's this low right here. Sorry, not the February 5th low. I'm talking about the box, basically around 75.30. Get below 75.30, probably coming down here, below that trend line. Get above this high from back here in January, probably coming up here. But all that other may play out. So, alrighty. Brent, similar situation. RB1 is, wow, what a pop. And that pretty much showing up in the pumps. That's probably a contract rollover. Looks like. Yep, contract switch. And forward month at least looking higher. Price lower, price lower, price lower. I don't know. RB1. Let's see, RB. Let's see, March, RBM, 2023. 259. Showing a little higher for June. It's very sloppy. It's very sloppy compared to that one. Diesel fuel. Alex, that's either a very nested pattern or a leading diagonal, and I'm gonna bet based on the way that looks, that's gonna be a nested 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and we might see. Wronger is gonna hate this, but we may see a big pop up to $4, possibly even up to $5. Oh, that'd be rough on diesel. Natural gas continuing to be pretty crap. We found support at the target. Imagine that. May see a retrace and a push down to $1.30. Gold is retracing a little bit today. It's going to have to break out over these highs to indicate we're going higher. And I was talking about NEM being a sweet play, and I'll just go ahead and go through it. Check this out. Almost a giant time frame measured bounce. We may see one little flush lower. This is the kind of measured bounce that you need to have as much time as you possibly can. Buy shares or January 26 contracts. I'm in the 60s. All right. $60 strike. You know why? You may see at this point. I mean, this is, we're talking, I don't even have my fib lines correct here. Go up a time frame. Come on down. There we go. Basically a measured bounce. It's like the minimum. We could go a little deeper. Could go down to 26. It could. Don't, but look. It's like a nested setup too. See the one over here? Talking about bearish case. I already had the fib lines up there. Bearish case, 226. Bullish case, 700. Not even joking around right now. I don't think 26 is far enough for that to happen. I think we're talking probably out in the 2030s. That's why shares may be a banging option. There you go. Let's live in paycheck to paycheck, Romer. Plan big. Go buy you a tanker, fill it up, park it out back. So this is why I bought a few contracts, like 20 here, 20 there, probably have 60 overall. Looking for, let's be conservative. I'm just looking for a move up to like 100. You see where I got my alerts, right? Nope. Wrong tool. 2-point tool. 1, 2, 108, 150. Be conservative. That's probably where we might go. Right in that zone. All right. There you go. Silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. It's got the head and shoulders, and we haven't flushed, and we haven't popped, and this is a consolidation. Looks like maybe a consolidation before we get another leg down. One more flush would be good to see. I don't like what we got set up right now. We're going higher. I kind of want to see that dreaded lower low. That'd be an opportunity to load up some silver. Copper is still looking crap. This is still overlappy. That's a descending highs, descending lows, and bigger picture, it still looks corrective and like it needs one more flush. All right. Bitcoin, we kind of talked about it extensively on Monday. Don't have a lot to add. Today was just churning. Just churning in place. Not really going anywhere. Not going higher, not going lower. We were pushing higher before the market opened. Then we're pushing lower most of the day. Then right as we closed, started ramping back up again. Mara was getting beat up. Some of my VIP people were adding to positions on Mara. I'm kind of full up, not adding any, not selling any. Don't plan to do anything for probably another year, year and a half on Mara. So there you go. There you go. All right. Ethereum. Ether. Also coming right up into the 3,000 area. So it was strong all day, pretty much. I mean, we got a little pullback, but strong, ending the day strong. And 35 is the next upside expectation once we get above 3,000. So 35 above that. And that's kind of the day. So that time of the day where we do requests for at least 30 minutes, one per person. If you make multiple requests in one message, I'm probably going to ignore you and move on. So one per person, and then let somebody else go, and then you can go again. All right? Pay attention to what gets requested. Don't tell me like Amazon 900 times. So Amazon, I mean, it's cooked on the upside. 160 was my target from a year ago. We're there. Pullback. Maybe as deep as 118. Would not be out of the realm of possibility. And then Microsoft also needs a pullback. The roadmap line would not be out of the realm of possibility. 360. If something gets going a little deeper in the market here, now we could this correction that we're doing right now could wrap up around 4,900, 4,800 on S&P 500, and we could go make new all-time highs on the Magnificent Seven because that's where the majority of the money's been pumping. All right. Nvidia tomorrow could be a flush out situation. Could cause the market to flush. So CCJ is doing the roadmap retrace. If we hold this, break back above the 618 level, upside target's 54, 58. If we start breaking down, probably have next support down here. We went up quite a lot from the last time we really did a roadmap test here. That we consolidated really big right here for a while. So that would be the next support zone I would expect to maybe test if we start getting below that low from back there in October. I'd be careful. It's your money. Be careful. If you're long, I'd probably draw me a point on the chart here where I don't want to hold this anymore. If you're not anything, if you're looking to short it, I wouldn't short it. That's not high probability. We could bounce at any point. If you're looking for an entry above that 618 level, then 54, 58, not huge upside right now. I mean, look, that's a big move up since the beginning of 23. It would not surprise me one bit to correct that back down a little bit before we go again. Alrighty. MCD, MCD. Talk about a pretty sweet one. And Wrongamer, I know you were talking about this with me last night. This is like a slow moving freight train that if this kicks off right here, could be pretty lucrative. Testing it today. Didn't quite get there. If we can get a daily close up above, yeah, really, let's be honest. It's gonna look best if we're above this right here. Above that right there. Kind of popped up in that zone. You can see we had a tail right there, and then we gapped down, and we pushed up in that zone today, closing back down, but still green. If we can get a move up through here, above about 300. Looks like 308, 316 in the short term, but this looks like a pretty good correction here. We didn't make big upside extensions yet. So we could be talking 311, 330, possibly even higher targets, maybe up to 400. This thing typically, when it really gets going, I mean, look, a little bit of chop, and then we push on higher. I mean, a little bit of chop, a lot of bit of chop, push on higher. McDonald's is one of those that just keeps on keeping on. And if we go into some funk, people tend to go to McDonald's a lot. So McDonald's is one of those survivors of turndowns in the economy. SOU in Soundhound. Dun, 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 dun. Choppy, man. Ooh. Stuff under $10 does not always follow my patterns. So just throwing that out there. But good gosh. Good gosh. Look at that resistance. Look how long that's been resistance. If we can get above that little zone right there. Could go higher, but I don't know. Just because they have AI in their name doesn't make them worth a lot of money. They don't make any money. Not projected to make any money. This is not the environment to run a company where you don't make any money. I'd be very, very, very careful on that one. Trying to chase that long. It's just sideways and corrective. Another low-priced stock that's going sideways. It looks like a piece of garbage. Hate to tell you. Nobody told you. It looks like a piece of garbage. Welcome to JT's blatant honesty on a chart pattern. Could it go higher? Sure. I mean, look at SMCI. Some people wanted to debate me that, you know, I said for a long time it looked like it needed a correction, and we did the ridiculous thing, and I pretty much said that 1090 was going to be the high, and as soon as we got within $10 of it, we dropped 200 points. And just be careful, all right? You can chase irrational stuff if you want. I did not chase this, but I am pounding the crap out of it on the way down because I believe it's correcting. It's going to at least come back halfway, if not all the way back to the roadmap line. Would not surprise me one bit. So please be careful on stuff that looks like horrible chart pattern or just doing ridiculous stuff. LRCX hitting its head on the head and shoulders pattern from back here. Head and shoulders. It was a sloppy one. It wasn't very balanced, but it worked out. Be careful. It can retrace the whole freaking head and shoulders pattern. XOM is at the roadmap line. Resistance. Resistance. Do we go lower? I don't know. Do we go higher? I don't know. Nothing's clear. No high probability anything. It's been below the roadmap line. It may May. Extend on down to 92, possibly 89. It's funny when you look back at the long history of this thing. It must have a split in here somewhere. It kind of hits its head for a long time, and then it'll make a move, and then it hits its head for a long time. This is not one of those, like, it trended back here in the early 2000s, then sideways for a long time. Then corrected back out, then making a move. Could be sideways for a long time. It's a fair iron condor or possibly covered call type stock if you can afford the risk. Anyway, FAS, I went over that probably this morning, has a large pattern, large upside potential. Talking ridiculous targets. Ridiculous. But look, see this over here? 3-wave retrace and rip. We're talking about that same sort of situation, same sort of setup here. Nested pattern, large rip potential. 10xer, maybe. All right. ABBV. ABBV. It has targets on up higher. Potentially up here to 187 and 190. I threw that target out there a year ago. And I still think we might reach it. Got the bottom. Why not get the top? And it is getting a little wild, though. I mean, let's be honest. That is a little bit of a wild move. We may see a retrace. Could have a reaction at this. All my fibs are messed up. Do I have the dividend adjustment turned on? There we go. There we go. Highest high, lowest low. If in fact 190 rip to the 1272, may see a retrace back down to 169, then a push out. Not enough risk reward for me to trade that one. I like the little bigger ones. I like to make the money fast. So Google looking a little more bearish, probably coming back to the roadmap line. And I've got a bunch of fibs lined up on here. I was using that as an example for echo trades. So already pushing lower than what we had last week. Likely to come down here. That's what I see as most likely. We've got the first move down, which was just kind of wicked, and then a retrace. Yep, perfect. Right down in here. Right down in here. Probably 134, maybe 130. 130, 134. That'd be a good spot. But if the market turns more bearish, we may see extensions. So be careful. Could go down as far as 125, maybe even 100. That'd be a little wild, but there you go. ABT. Trying to break out. It's got a huge, I mean, look how long that's been the resistance. Years. It was support before that. It's been a key level right in here for a long time for ABT. Wow. All the way back to 2020. This has been a rough zone for ABT to try to get through. If it can, we can start looking up, but it's going to need a retrace. That's just one big rip off the lows. You know, potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we may see a deep retrace after this finishes. Wherever it finishes, not sure. Let's guess 120-ish. Could see a move back down in here around 102. And then if it breaks higher again, then it could probably actually start going somewhere. Meta kind of been off my list since it came up here and parked. Looks like it's look like it's doing choice 2. It was just sideways. Just turn sideways, then possibly pop the 1618. If we so the 3 choices off this were pop the 1618, sideways and pop, pull back and pop, or pull back and keep pulling back. That was off of this right here. And everything's not quite right, but there you go. That's the choices for Meta, or the pathways. What's the high probability path? There's not one. There just isn't. That's just not the way it works right now. So that's why JT isn't trading Meta. That and the fact that every time I trade Facebook, I get my money taken from me. It's kind of like I get held up in the alley, fleeced. That one looks like I don't have enough to chart. Can't make a roadmap line, can't do anything. One move, no nothing. I'm not sure that was a real candle. Doesn't help. So sorry on that one. Can't do much for you, Ray. Tesla is just kind of farting around here. Need JT and some other people to be buying some Cybertrucks, I guess. If you came in late, I was showing off my Cybertruck. Sometimes JT gets lucky. I mean, it's like one of those things. I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works. I get lucky. Some things I say come true. Some things I do work out. And right here, oop, I did that wrong. Oh, awesome sauce. I got this email right before, like, I guess it was about 30 minutes before I came on to 30 minutes of awesome. So now I got decisions to make. So if you came in late, welcome to the conversation. So Tesla just churning in the box, finding support at the bottom. Haven't been able to go test the top. That's the resistance, that box. Fill in the gap that we did on earnings. If we can get above that, roadmap line. Get above that, trend line. There's a lot of resistance going higher in Tesla. What can we do on the downside? Possibly as low as 150 right now. 150 could be in the cards. 154. If my fib lines are correct. Yeah, correct there. Correct there. Yeah, 154. And if we got a little extra excited on the downside, maybe 150, which is where I have my order for 5 whole shares. So I already bought 5 shares at 180. 181 actually is what I got my fill on. And if we do that last final move, which this may be a consolidation before we do a final little flush, because that looks like a 1, 2, 3, and we could flush one more. It could go as deep as 127. It could. Don't really expect it at this moment. So we found support there at that 150 zone just back here last April. A little less than a year ago. We could come down there one more time. We could even pop up to the roadmap line and then go down there. Be careful. Be careful out there. If you hear my stomach just moan and groan, I'm sorry. SK Skywalker, SkyWest. Looks like Skywalker. Do we have anything that we can chart? Well, back into the resistance. Been here before, and we're here now. What's going to be the story this time? Good question. Not too horrible. Not too... Ooh, that's not too good. So we've gone from Gone through some cycles here where we made money, lost money, made money. Lost money. Expecting to make more money. We'll see, I guess. And we were making good money here. And it took a big dive, of course, on COVID. You could say it's COVID. You could say that was that topped out and corrected. 1, 2. If this is another 1, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably getting near the top of this. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Watch out. Even if this is going to be bullish, it looks like we may do another pullback right to this 32 area. One more time. And then reach for the stars. In you. Well, there's what I thought I was going to do. Looks like we're taking a little longer to go up there. It's almost a similar pattern. Up there, retrace, and then get the bigger move. Hadn't changed. Amazon already did it. Please don't ask for repeats. CLSK, right up to the target. Do I expect much more? Not really. What do I expect? Retrace. Be careful. Be careful, be careful. Where's it going to retrace to? Probably the roadmap line. It could retrace back to the breakout at 1350. Could retrace the gap. Could fart around until it met both of those things at the roadmap line and right in that area. Could be further out here. Do have the halving coming up in April. Talked about that on Monday quite a bit. And if you're not clued in, you got 8,688 blocks left, about 58 days. Looking for that block number 840,000 right there. This is not, whatever this is not accurate. That's not the right block count. That hasn't changed. And not updating, so. They're going to do a live stream at basically 20 blocks to go, 21 blocks to go. And we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Another 58 days. And halving is not immediately bullish. And if you don't understand why, go watch Monday's live stream. Monday morning, I did a whole live stream. So anyway, moving on. C's for Citibank, probably Citigroup, Citigroup. Oh man. That fills out. That thing fills out. Watch out for that retrace. Right back to the roadmap line. So we may see this pull up, hold. Be kind of funny if it holds the 618 level, 786 level, and drops back to the roadmap line. Z for Zillow. Still doing my path. Imagine that. Just took a roundabout's way. Made a higher high. Still kind of expecting this down here. Actually finished up the 5-wave right there. That one. I don't know which one's the 1, 2. Probably 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. That's why it's hard to know when to short, but Looks like we're coming back in this zone right in there. I've got lots of, well, I've got some alerts set. Probably should add some more. 6. I have I think a put. I think it's a $53 put. Looking for that move. So that may be the initial move down. We may see a retrace, hold a 618 or 786. Yeah, exactly where I have that drawn. And then we may see that push on down. All right, that's Zillow for you. Mara got a little retrace today. And it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retrace would be expected. And how low could she go? She could come back into this 19 to 20 area right here. I don't think we were in the pre-having run yet. I think the pre-having FOMO is going to start 30 to 40 days out. 30 to 45 possibly. Could get inside 30 days, but I think we're going to see some FOMO hit when this counter. And you may be like, what is that website? It's just bitcoinhalving.com. Simple. Bitcoinhalving.com. Got to spell it right. BITCOINHALVING. Bitcoin halving right there. And when we see this get down to about 40 days or less, and we're talking another 3 weeks basically, I think we're going to see some FOMO kick in. And that run could be pretty substantial. In the next 3 weeks, I don't know, just choppy is all I expect. Then we'll see some FOMO, and then the halving will occur, and then the disappointment will set in, similar to what happened on the ETFs. I mean, even though we're sitting higher now than we were at the ETFs, I think we're going to see that same pullback. And then, so we're going to see a similar pullback. And then we should actually see the actual run kick off. We'll probably make a new all-time high on Bitcoin somewhere around 200 to 240 days, which puts us over in the December timeframe. December timeframe. Yeah. 230 days out from the halving. All right. That's the long and the short of it. Moving on. MSTR probably getting hit the 1272, hit the $800 price target on the log scale. Pretty much tagged it on the money. Pulling back right down here, 620 is support. Has support at the breakout. You know, that's where it kind of found support for 2 days now. That gap fill did it. Can go higher from here, but it doesn't have to go higher from here. Could retrace on lower, 620 right below. I got in at 500, and I'm not doing anything. Just sit on it, waiting for these higher targets. 900 is actually where I have my order. Possibly, you know, we could possibly see 1100, but let's not get too crazy. All right, 900 would already be pretty crazy. For those that booked 800, congratulations. Did better than me so far. And you might get your chance to reload. I'm not an in and out kind of guy. I don't like to make that many decisions, so I'll just wait for it. In shares, there's no penalty for waiting in my shares. Costco coming up to that 730 target. That's this squeeze thing it did. Watermelon seed squeeze. It did for freaking 2 years almost. That was the target. It's right here. That width right there. Breakout. That's the target. What does it do now? There's no high probability thing on a watermelon seed squeeze. There's no retrace. There's no nothing. You could say it's going to the moon. Cool. I have no high probability target from here at the moment. Gotta show me something else. So that's it. That's it on Costco. TM, right up in the vicinity. Next target up, 264. May retrace back before we go again. Simple as that. PENN. Well, almost to the target at 617, 16, 17. Almost got there. Not far to go. TSM. That's probably reaching the limit. Kind of expected a bunch of this stuff to retrace. We tried to push through once, twice. Didn't quite make it. Retrace back to the roadmap line would be what I expect, back to 100. If we do that, it's buying opportunities. If we don't do that, it's just sit on our hands because it's dangerous. It really is. I'm telling you. I've done this a long time. I've learned to stay in the game. ISRG needs a retrace back to the breakout point before it pushes on up to 420 area. SW. Not sure what you were asking for, Mark. SWI maybe? Solar winds? 1 2 1 2 1 2, possibly, maybe, if that's a 1 2. Oh, it stopped at a bad place. Not good. Needs to push on up to 15. This is low price stuff, even though it's slightly above $10. It's been hanging out in $10. This price action I'm using is below $10. You see down here. It looks like it may retrace it again. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, like that. Watch out for that. Yeah, I don't like that one at all. GDXJ. It's gonna be like this is the junior gold miners, not including gold, Barrick Mining, or NEM, as everybody else. And as you can see, gold miners don't look too hot. GDX doesn't look too hot. Not great opportunity here. This is going to be this is why I'm specifically in NEM, because the chart looks better for bottoming. These look indecisive. That looks indecisive. We're not making the lower low. That looks indecisive. We're not making the lower low. Not clear. It failed the breakout. That usually, like, push down, retrace the 618. That usually means we're going lower. Missed the first click. 3-point tool. 1, 2, 3. That'd be a lower low. So NEM can bottom before the rest of the complex. Could see that. Barrick's got a little more work to go. Potentially back down here in this 10-11 area. Barrick was my tool of choice back in 2018 when I made a bunch of money for my mom off of gold after she got her money taken. I bought right there. $10, just above $10. I bought as many $15 contracts I could buy as far out as I could go, which I think was 2021. And I sold them right up here when we started chopping. Made $180,000. We have that kind of setup again. But you gotta do it strategically, all right? Could it push one more low? Yeah. Set your alert right down here. Do these opportunities come around every day? No. Is this why I'm telling you now? Yes. NEM looks better than Barrick. Might this go a little lower? It might. This looks like it's done though. This one didn't look as good back in 2018. Right here. Didn't look as good. There's the market open again. Futures are reopened. See, this one didn't have the opportunity here. We weren't bottoming in 2018. We bottomed back here. Or I guess 2018. Yeah, it didn't bottom at the same time Barrick did. We made this other dip. Didn't look as clean, didn't look as clear. And the price ratio wasn't as great. Now we're sitting here looking at this again. We could be talking about a move up into this 97, possibly 115 area. So GDX has costs. They have where the heck's the fee? Expense ratio. You're going to pay 0.5% a year. You know, GDXJ. Just to hold this baby, you're going to pay 0.5% a year. Why would you do that when you just go hold NEM or GOLD? Hold the shares. You don't even have to buy options. So be careful on those. All right. Hey, from Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Gabriel. Cost already did it. SWBI is just a wait and see. This is like a years long pattern. There's not going to be no updates for a long time. I bought shares right there at $9. Looking for that. 70, maybe ridiculous. Maybe ridiculous. 70 would be pretty crazy. Take my $9 shares, sell them at 70. That's a pretty good deal. Might take a while. Might take 10 years. We'll see. KOLD is a leverage instrument. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. I can't really predict anything for it. It could swell on up 219, 250, 378, 378 maybe. And consolidated over there before. Has reverse splits in here. It's a highly leveraged instrument, and I got nothing. Nothing to tell you. My targets don't really work on cold. I did fast. Already did it. If you missed it, go back and look. And BKKT looks like it wrecked it. Moved up, retraced. And my retrace isn't even in the right spot. Below the 786, that indicates we might go down to 6 cents. That would be the target. I still hold 1,000 shares. I bought 1,000 shares on about $1,000 risk. Might go to zero. That's the name of the game. And VRT. Man, there's no pullbacks to work with. It could go to 768, could go to 89. Wouldn't expect much more than 89. FTI. Potential bounce if we get above 2140. Targets 23, 25. If we get below this consolidation over here, watch out below. Might come back to this 13 area. And whoa, I just skipped a bunch. PNW. There you go. Upside 383. Then maybe, oh, right back to the roadmap line. Oh, resistance right there. Target is right here. It's like after hours. Earnings, taking it down. Doesn't hold that. Probably coming down here. I don't think any ETFs are great unless you got a short. Like, you might, if you're gonna hold these long term, just hold them long term. Don't go to an ETF. ETFs have costs. HRTS. Roll down. Unless it's got, yeah, it's got a 75 expense ratio. Unless they're like 0.1, you're just spending your money buying an ETF to underperform. That's how you want to play. You gotta make your own decision. It's not how I play. NG. Already did NG. OGI. That was at the beginning. OGI has the potential to go up. If you want any, if you want to go back, just use the bar right down here. This red bar. Just pull it back. You can go see anything I said already. That's under $10 and pretty much a dumpster fire. Reverse split. All the qualifications of a dumpster fire. Has lost a majority of its value. Just farting around here at $2. Probably going bankrupt. They lose tons of money. OTC. No, it's Nasdaq. Surprised they've maintained a stay on Nasdaq. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that with your money. VRTX. I think I already did that one. Did I not? Yeah. Nothing to say. Probably back to the roadmap line. 380. Kava. Wild. Not. That's all the roadmap line I got. Not enough to do anything with. That's a 3-wave. That's not anything. I can't do much with that. I'm sorry. Not enough price history. I don't play with them. I don't play with new stocks typically. So BT is stuck at the resistance, retracing. Gotta break out. Needs to hold the roadmap line and go. Gotta get above this 410 area to go higher. If we don't, $1.50. CRSP. Right up to the 1272. 1618 up to above 93 would be the next move up. I kind of rejected. May come down to the 72 area before we go up there. That's kind of the plan. If we break below that, watch out for the roadmap line right there around 60. BITO 25 was the upside target, and that's where we stopped. Funny enough. That was the target from back here. $25. Retrace before we can go. Of course, the extension could be 27, but bigger picture, I'm expecting like 95, maybe. Well, 50 before 95, but maybe something up in the 80, 90 area, but that'd be like late 2025. We'll see where we get. BBWI, short-term retrace on BITO, short-term Bitcoin retrace. I don't expect much. I mean, just go to the Bitcoin chart. BITO. Bath and Body Works, resistance. Potentially going to go up for 54, maybe 60. Even 55 and 60. PS. Papa. Sierra Tango. Golf. Pure storage. Storage is a tough business. Sometimes. Lucrative, but tough. Probably going to retrace. I mean, 50 above, maybe 30 down here again, 32. So we got on that one, DLTR. There's the resistance. Can it push through? Maybe. There's a roadmap line retrace. The extent, the target's 149 and 153. Then it's got that downtrend. If it can break it, we can talk about something bigger. That high, that low, 198, 224. We'll see. GLD. How about GLD? Is this like, it's the GC chart? Like, I went through GC like that. When I talked about GC1 exclamation point early, that's the gold chart. GLD is the same, just knock a number off. Round a little bit. Same chart. ULTA. If you didn't know that, welcome to the conversation. Use futures charts for ETFs. Don't use the underlying charts. Ulta, probably on the pathway to 605. I had a long-term target from back here. Went on a roundabout's way to get there, but 605, possibly 669. Looks pretty sweet. BTG. It's going down in a blaze of glory. Yeah. It's a giant dumpster fire. And I don't expect them to turn around and do squat. Could they go on the run? Sure. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. Not my kind of thing right there. Boyle is a leveraged instrument. Not going to cover it. MSOS. I don't like Boyle or Cold. Just don't like them. Don't like UNG anymore either. MSOS probably coming back to the roadmap line. That'd be what I expect. IOVA. Look at that. Potential. 17. Potential. CCL. Yeah, if we get below this, watch out for that. If we bounce here, probably 21. Upside resistance right there. This may do this. That's CCL in a nutshell. Right there. There you go. mRNA. Looks like it's going down. That's Sledge. Now is Ray. Sledge was talking about this in the VIP chat earlier. There you go. Get below here. There's support right here. 82. Get below that. Head on down. Netflix. Golly, my nose itches. Yeah, just consolidating at the 1618. Probably. Gonna retrace from there. Would not surprise me to fill this gap. Fill the gaps on the upside, fill the gaps on the downside. We left a gap right there. Not going to surprise me one bit. Come back in here, maybe meet up with roadmap line sometime out here in April, maybe at the earnings, maybe. Let's see. There you go. That's Netflix for you, MRC. Sideways in the box. Nothing. Box is 9 to 13. Don't expect anything else. And snow. I've been waiting for. If it moves down here to 100, I am buying the crap out of this. If it just leaves me in the dust, it's okay. That was a gnarly pattern. I need a correction. Need something. I need some other something to clear this up. This is gnarly so far. And we stopped in the correction territory. So this may actually push lower. One more move. Watch out. They have some technology that I like. That's why I want to buy it, but it's just not there yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So looks like an A, a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. IPOs are not bullish, if you didn't know. That could be the low, but it looks like it needs one more. One more. It could have been truncated. Nah. Could have been, but doesn't look like it. It looks like an A, B, C. No, we need one more flush. That would clean up snow. All right, that's the list. Thanks for coming, everybody. If you had a takeaway, let me know in the chat if what your favorite thing I covered today was, something that you learned, and I'm going to try to focus more on things that are helpful. So thanks for having a good time with me this evening. I'll be back first thing in the morning, same bat time, same bat channel as always for Morning Monster, 9:15 before the market opens. We'll be covering what's popping, what's dropping, checking it out.